Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. This pick a card reading is a peek into the rest of 2025. So as always, we have our three piles here with group 1 on the left and 3 on the right. The timestamps will be in the description box below. I will show you the reverse side of these cards in case that helps with your selection. So timestamps will be in the description box below. If you'd like a private reading with me or a kinesiology balance, you can find the information in the description box. So I'll leave you with your selection and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hey group 1, and welcome to your reading for the rest of 2025. If you chose this beautiful angelite point, then this is going to be your reading. Angelite's a great little stone to choose for the rest of your year. It is a calming, soothing energy of greater spiritual awareness. So you can likely expect that energy carrying through the rest of your year. So I've made a little spread here and I'll go through what we're going to look at in this reading for the rest of the year. So first we're going to do a recap of some of the cycles you may have completed, a milestone perhaps. Then we're going to look at some hidden energy, what's quietly shifting behind the scenes for you. Then we're going to look at a challenge, what you may not expect, the support around you, people, resources, or spirit, a shift that's happening inside of you, an awakening or a realization, something you need to know, something you need to do, some outcome energy, and we're also going to peek a little bit into 2026. I've also got a little pile of self-care type cards, the things that will be really nourishing for you to do in the remainder of the year, and a bunch of oracles that complement as well. So I'll show you some of these already, just to give you the gist of the energy. We have the blue flame with spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. It's a really nice vibe there. You've also got time to take action with new moon in Aries. You have the archetype for you to work with or embody is the poet. Expresses soul insight in symbolic language. That's that ability to see the beauty or the art in everything and anything, and then being able to relay that to other people. So you're definitely a light or a beacon for many others, and you can see the purpose or the beauty or the love behind things that may not seem so beautiful. You also have Chiron with heal, a beautiful way to finish out your year. I'll go through all these oracles again later, but I just want to show you the energy. You've also got these two together, cultivate with Taurus energy. Taurus may be a prominent sign for you. Maybe it's your actual sun sign or other. You've also got the 9th house with exploration. Cultivate and exploration together, or cultivate in the 9th house, really makes me think of study and learning and exploration, exactly as it says, but to cultivate that, to really immerse yourself. So anyway, let's jump in with the start of your reading. I think I wasn't going to call the signs, but I will. What I can see here is Capricorn, Aries, Sagittarius, Gemini. We have the fixed signs of Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. I can also see Cancer here, Scorpio again, Taurus again, and Libra as well. So those energies in yourself, another person, some things you're dealing with. But let's go to the recap of 2025, what's happened so far. We've had the Devil energy here. It's a bit of a dark day today, so I've got a little lamp light sort of glaring. We have the 3 of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the 2 of Cups. So there was a bit of a split between these two. I'll just do a short recap. With the Devil and the 3 of Pentacles, you may have come to realize this year some of the groups, whether that's your workplace or in your social circle or greater community, you may have realized things that have been hidden under the surface that have not been very healthy, maybe hidden motivations or intentions from others. people that have been out to serve themselves. Things have really revealed themselves to you this year, things that are not good for you or are very unhealthy, or even situations that you have been trapped in, or addiction cycles you've been maybe unable to break, or they've been perhaps reinforced or encouraged by the groups you're in. So a big revelation of the people around you and the groups you work with, the groups you collaborate with. Perhaps Three of Pentacles is a collaboration card. You may realize that some of the motivations of the people around you this year have not been very honest, but they have revealed themselves. We also have the Emperor and the Two of Cups. It shows the way you've navigated this has just been, I want to say, so powerful and beautiful. Whether you are a male or not, the masculine energy of the Emperor here has shown up with such, it just feels impenetrable. Really, a lot of integrity, a lot of sovereignty. It really feels quite amazing, and there's a beautiful relationship here for some of you as well. So whether that's an intimate partnership that has been really prominent for you this year, coming together with somebody very special, it could also be a different type of partnership of any kind, really. Partnership is companionship, and that can be our pets and animals, close friends. Just finding that some energies around you have not been good, and you've made perhaps some executive choices to nourish and focus on the connections that have actually been really beneficial for you. And there is this, when we see the Two of Cups, it is a mutually beneficial companionship where you feed each other, you nourish each other. So whether that's a romantic partnership or other, that's definitely been a theme for you. For some of you, it may, if you haven't had a new nourishing relationship or a deepening in your current relationship, maybe it's realizing relationships that weren't healthy for you, but you've now having stronger boundaries and clarity around the types of partnerships that you want in your life, the types of people you want in your life. So the next area is hidden energy, things that are quietly shifting for you behind the scenes. We've got the Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Wands. So for the rest of 2025, you're going to see that your priorities are shifting a little bit. There may have been a lot of confusion and overwhelm of all the different options and ideas you have flooding around. I'm getting like that Mercury Gemini sort of energy, like so perhaps scattered at times, but this shows me that you're getting a lot clearer around your priorities and what you're going to be choosing moving forward, just like you're clearing out distractions or confusion, and there's a new path of inspiration opening up for you. And it's very new, it's in the early stages, but I do feel like, especially with the Cultivate Taurus energy we saw before and the Page of Wands, that is 100% that exploration energy in its beginning stages. So this could be something new that you're starting to study, a business idea you're wanting to invest and launch, maybe just getting to know yourself through creativity, expression, or travel. These things are definitely here for you in the end of the year. These are the quiet energies shifting behind the scenes. So the confusion seems to be clearing away, and what's coming forward is this ignition of motivation or passion to move forward in a particular direction with something that feels very meaningful to you. So a challenge that you may not expect in the rest of this year, we have the King of Cups. I'm going to move that little lamp over because the glare is a little bit much. So we have the King of Cups with the Ten of Swords. There's a lot of stormy water here. You've also got the Nine of Wands, but the Eight of Wands comes after that too. A little bit of a promise in the challenge. So first of all, the message of the challenge is to be mindful of not being knocked around by other people's emotions or your own as well. But what I think this could be more about is the fact that there are some emotional cycles that are ending, and you're learning to respond in a more grounded, calm, emotionally resilient way. There's an end of cycles that you're definitely exhausted with, Nine of Wands. But these ends of cycles, I think it's been a pretty emotional year, or a pretty turbulent year. For some of you, there may be some significant ending that happens before the end of the year with the Ten of Swords here, something that sets you free, because the Eight of Wands really is this like driving forward energy. It's It can be about air travel as well. Some people are hidden challenges to do with air travel, but I do think a lot of you, this is more about getting that momentum and feeling the direction you're headed in and not being held back by past cycles. So this is a 9-year, by the way. I should have probably started the reading saying that. I'm sure most of you already know that 2025 is a 9, and that is the end of a cycle. And I can see here you're going, I wanted to say going out with a bang. I don't think there's going to be a big bang, but maybe there is. It just feels like this is a real time to put those cycles to rest, to move away from those things that are exhausting you and get prepared for a new direction. Because when we look at this hidden energy of the Page of Wands, and then at the end of your challenge is the 8 of Wands, it really shows that something is disintegrating and clearing and releasing and perhaps even forgiving so that you can rocket forward where you're headed to. So the support around you, beautiful Queen of Cups is here along with the 3 of Cups. They came out really quickly. So you've definitely got a lot of loving support around you. Maybe this is your partner. Maybe this is your mother. You've got, I was going to say sisters here. Maybe you've got really good sisters or sister, but 3 of Cups is beautiful friendships. You've definitely got some good people in your corner. You may have someone who's really grounding and healing for you as well. Very, very nourishing. Queen of Cups is motherly energy. It's also the healing woman, somebody who's really, really healing. You've got the Temperance card here as well. And when I saw Temperance, I immediately thought of having spirit behind you to support you. It's like no matter what's going on, spirit's always there whispering that this is happening for you and to just trust. So when there's anything, a minor inconvenience or trigger or challenge, you're immediately collected and held by spirit to say, no, this is the way, don't worry, trust it. I think that's been a strong theme for you probably most of your life, but it's not going anywhere. The rest of 2025, you've got good people in your corner and you've got spirit just saying to calm down, everything's fine, things are balancing out. You can trust that the wonderful things are coming for you in 2026. Just have patience and rest. The universe is whispering to you all the time. It really feels quite strong. There's like just this friend on your shoulder telling you always. So what else? We've got the shift that's happening inside of you, awakening or realization. So we have the 2 of Swords in this area with the Chariot. You also have the 7 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. So again, you're clearing out confusion. And this is something where you're learning to trust your heart really deeply. You're dropping into this inner knowing. You're following your gut, your intuition. And you're not distracted or disheartened by the external events or situations or circumstances around you. You're moving forward with confidence, just knowing there's some prize for you to claim. Life is already a prize. I think you're seeing that as well, but predominantly here I do feel like this is a real deep trust of the movement you need to take. Even if you cannot see anything beyond your first steps right now, you just feel and know you're in the right direction. Things that must release, it just feels right timing to do so. It's like things are aligning and you're just in the right place at the right time. With the 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, this realization is also around your finances or what it is in your greater plan of life. Like all of this, you're just being called to take certain actions that correct things, realign things, or invest in things that are going to benefit you later. So this may be organizing your time schedule to fit in a few extra to-dos, to tick off a few goals, to invest your money in really smart areas. 7 of Pentacles can be financial investments, 10 of Pentacles. So you may be studying or learning about finance. And having a realization that that's something you need to do, or where you need to put your time, energy, and money in order to create something fantastic. Like there's no doubt about it, you know where you're going. Even if you don't know where you're going, you know where you're going, you know what I mean? So where are we up to? What you need to know. What you need to know, we have the Lovers, the King of Wands, and the World. Really powerful energy. What you need to know is the world is yours to take. The world, your reality, your life is something you are actively co-creating with spirit and perhaps a partner as well, with the Lovers being here. The King of Wands is a visionary. It's that 9th house exploration. It is absolutely incredible energy. And when we see it next to the World card as well, it's like you are really you're creating a life that's your own, that really is a beautiful creation. What you need to know is that you are this King of Wands energy. There's a lot of masculine energy in this reading, and you've also got time to take action. New moon in Aries as well. It sits directly above the Emperor in the table here. So yeah, you've definitely got a lot of creative force. Page of Wands, remember that was there too. A lot of creative force to build the life you want. This is an entrepreneurial energy, so you may be committing to building something, and there's a new cycle coming for that, but you're already beginning it before 2026. This is something you're investing in and committing to and choosing now. Some of you, there may be you're taking proactive steps within your relationship or partnership to build or create or take things to the next level. There's definitely a new cycle coming in relationships for you. What you need to do for the remainder of 2025, if we have the Four of Cups here, the Death card, and King of Pentacles. So there needs to be a bit of a shift in your state of being and maybe perception or action area. So Four of Cups is a little bit of pessimism, focusing on what isn't working out, feeling disappointed, or feeling stuck in life, or that just not really seeing the blessings. You know what I mean? It really is missing some of the blessings. So what you need to do is pay attention to the blessings and really immerse yourself in your projects, in your work, even if it's not where you want to be 100% end game goal. It's realizing that this place you stand right now is a lily pad. I was going to say lily pad. I look down and she's sitting on a lily pad. I love that. It is a lily pad for you to leap to the next, whenever, however, whatever that is. Right now, it's about immersing yourself and shifting your mindset, because we've got pessimism here. Death is it can be end of cycles, but it is transformation. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is why I love this particular king, because it shows he's at a midway point between two cycles, between two maybe states of being, or there's a sense of becoming in this energy. So what you need to do is embody this and build more financial security around yourself, invest in your work, your business. There's definitely a lot of career energy here that you're focusing on for the rest of 2025, but this is a shift. Even if you're not where you want to be, you feel a little disappointed, trust that you are the one who can change that. You are already in a bit of maybe a void or a like in between stage of building up a lot of prosperity for yourself and creating more stability in your life. It's not just financial, it's stability in all that you do. And if there are some things that you're engaged in that make you feel weak or tired, it's time to transform that and really boss up and invest. And actually, as that sits, I'm seeing one card from your self-care bunch, and I'm going to hold it. Oh my God, it's actually two. Yeah, I'm going to take both of these, because the first one I was going to show you is the 30-day challenge card. And that's what I'm getting. Like, you need to challenge yourself to show up a little deeper, or to commit to something and wipe away any of the negativity or pessimism attached to where you currently find yourself, and just commit to a new goal, or commit to a goal, the goal, whether it's new or not. But as I lifted that card, we got love your work. So exactly as I was saying about the lily pad, even if it's not where you 100% want to be right now, love where you are, because it is from that place that you will create a beautiful life. So what you need to do, what is the outcome energy of this year? More career energy, Magician, Eight of Pentacles. The outcome could be manifesting something new in regards to your work, but most of all, this is just a continuum of mastery. Eight of Pentacles has no distractions. They are really focused on their craft, and because of that, they are fine-tuning their skills and talents and really becoming a master of their craft. With the Magician here, draw upon all of your resources. You will be. This is outcome energy. You have the resources within you, and any resources you feel you lack, you can grab them, learn them, sharpen them. You know, you've got what it takes. So this year is definitely been a massive development in your career space and self-development in that area, your skills, your talents. So a little peek into 2026. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Really nice to see there, a lot of prosperity. You've also got the Page of Cups and the Empress here as well. So look at all this beautiful, fertile, feminine energy in your 2026. For some of you, you may start a new career or have some sort of financial boost or windfall. You're definitely going to be okay financially. If things have been tight or difficult or uncertain in 2025, you can see 2026 is a fresh start of a new cycle. We're a 1 year collectively, so they've got that, but it's also a lot of prosperity and abundance in these cards. There's a lot of room for creative expression, for you to feel and know that you have enough, for you to be sharing your wisdom with other people, I think is super important. Giving back to others, having generosity, you've got more than enough to share, so you're finding ways to support your community or people in need, or there's some sort of connection to your ability to share what you have in surplus. For some of you, there may be a pregnancy with the Empress and the Page of Cups here together. A daughter energy could be here as well, or just creating something that feels like it's like, even if it's not a human child, you're birthing something really beautiful. So a lot of prosperity and abundance. Underlying energy of this whole year is the Judgment card. We've got a lot of brides here as well. Some of you may have gotten married this year or plan to next year, but Judgment is about having a greater awareness or connection or feeling a calling to just really like seeing it from an elevated perspective. So you've definitely had a lot of judgment calls you've had to make this year, but it's also woken you up to a lot of things you may not have realized or overlooked in people and situations around you. You've got a lot more clarity about what you need to do to create a wonderful life for yourself. I think you're feeling pretty motivated by what's happened this year, even if it's been challenging. Underneath Judgment was the Nine of Cups and the Star. So you know that there's really beautiful things coming for you, and they're just aligning so beautifully. So let's have a look at the Oracle cards for the rest of your year. You've got that card of spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. And I'm drawn straight to the words that say, if you're in the midst of an awakening and the process never ends, treat this time as deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you are going through or that you have been through. Definitely you're getting this like expanded awareness into where you're going, what you need to do. Like this area here, number 5, the shift or the awakening that's happening within you. To see the Chariot there, the 7 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, like you don't need eyes to see. You can feel exactly where you're going and you have confidence. You'll always know what step to make at any given time, even if you can't see far forward. There's this strength in your just ability to know and trust. And as we saw, we have it's time to take action. So although we're like coming to the end of the year, a lot of people are really ready to just hang up their hat and even just never look at this year again. I don't know where you stand, but I know a lot of people have found this year particularly challenging, but it's not over yet. There's still some action needed from you. In the energy of the Poet, this is the archetype that you are to work with or embody, recommended for the rest of the year. And this is the Poet. So it says here, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. And when I think of the Poet, I think of somebody who, like I said at the start of the reading, someone who can really express the beauty in a situation and reveal that to other people. So if things are challenging or you see someone's going through something, you've always got the right words to help people see that elevated perspective or the beauty in the chaos or something like that. Like you've got this way to express that helps people see so much more than what's apparent to them. The energy of heal, I do think that is where you can get your rest and take things nice and slow, nice and easy, because the energy of Chiron is pretty triggering at times, but it is asking us to heal our deepest core wounds. And so some of those wounds have definitely been opened up this year, and it would be maybe even nice to receive with the Queen of Cups. It sort of sits directly above the Queen of Cups on the table, and that is a healer. So maybe working with a healer would be really beneficial for you. Receiving some support, leaning into what's available to you. Maybe even plant medicine might be really wonderful. I'm feeling drawn to, only if that's applicable for you. But yeah, healing. And we already saw cultivate and the ninth house, so definitely beautiful Taurus energy. It's connected to the sensuality of Taurus as well, the Empress. So this isn't just about cultivating new knowledge and learning things and exploring, but it's also about just immersing yourself in the reality that is your life. The textures, the smells, the beauty, the space of your home, the food you eat, how you nourish yourself, taking time to savor the moments, literally stop and smell the roses, that type of energy. So in your self-care, well, hang on, first you've got your personal power card, I am open to receive. The rest of 2025, this is your personal power, is to be open to receive. And even if that's criticism, even if that's correction, you know, whatever it is, being open to receive, particularly being open to receive healing and support. I think that's really, really important, but being open to receive what's right for you, what was made for you. So some self-care things you can do to finish off this year. As we already saw, we have the 30-day challenge. Maybe you want to start in December or today, whatever. 30-day challenge, it can be less than that day challenge, but there is a need to force yourself to do something new for a set number of days to form a new habit. Maybe it's about breaking an old habit as well that you don't want to carry into 2026, replacing that with something else. You have love your work. Again, as I said before, even if your workplace isn't exactly as you want it to be and you've got greater dreams for yourself, this is where you're supposed to be. So really have appreciation. I'm seeing that Four of Cups stand out again. Four of Cups also, something I wanted to say was clutter clearing might be really beneficial. Just going through your items, detoxing and donating, getting rid of things you don't use or need anymore. I think that'll be really good for you to create space for you to move forward. And if you've got like a home office, I think redoing that area would be really nice for you as well. Or if like you've got a work from home space, even if you're like stay at home mum and that's work from home for you, then like maybe cleaning or changing up your space, moving furniture around, donating, clearing would be really good. But anyway, back to love your work. Ask yourself today if what you're doing is truly making you happy. So if you have got greater dreams and you want to move somewhere else, trust that through cultivation and exploration and being open to receive and everything else said in this reading, you are definitely moving towards the career that feels perfect or right for you, the offerings you have for the world, but where you are now is where you need to be. You've got the energy of cook more, the card cook more, reduce the urge to eat out and cook more meals at home, which is funny because from this different deck, you've also got make a meal. So your nutrition is really important at this time for the rest of this year. Maybe it's about learning how to cook a different dish, venturing out. My sister's a clinical nutritionist and she always recommends for someone who wants to sort of expand their cooking is to go and find a different type of vegetable, and maybe it's a different Asian vegetable somewhere from the markets that you've never used before, and learn a recipe with that to help expand your horizons. But otherwise it could be something else to do with nutrition or just simply cooking more and less eating out. But nutrition's super important. You've got it from two different decks. So, I really think that's very, very important. You've got deep breathing, some breath work will be really, really beneficial for you, or just coming into the moment and into the body, out of the mind, just dropping into the breath. Be really, really good. Or maybe going to a breathwork class or learning how to do certain breathwork to achieve certain things like stimulating DMT, or I kind of feel like there's a lot of, especially with this blue flame energy of activation, like you may be doing some kundalini practices, or especially with the Chiron energy here of the snakes. Snake, you're the snake as well, isn't it? Okay, so we've got look to the stars as another one of your self-care prompts for the rest of this year. So maybe looking into your astrology and seeing the current cycles and how they're supporting you, learning about those, or even booking an astrology reading to look at 2026 would be really beneficial. My high recommendation for that type of reading is Mapping Your Soul Astrology. She is a queen. If you want that type of reading, 100% you're in great hands. Give her a follow on socials. She shares some beautiful stuff, some really good updates there as well. I've got some higher self messages to finish out your reading. So there's more to know than what you currently know, and that's it here. I mean, the Two of Swords is blindfolded. You don't fully know, but you can feel. Don't fear a blank canvas. Turn it into a masterpiece. We've got the Magician and the Eight of Pentacles. We've talked a lot about mastery and sharpening skills. But over here in this area of what's shifting behind the scenes, it's like something is clearing, a lot of things are clearing away. Priorities are shifting and something new is emerging from you. So don't be afraid to explore that. Cultivate a ninth house. I really do feel like there's a lot of growth that's connected to your education and career. And you also have to rise. You must let go of fear. Definitely fantastic message there. Don't fear a new canvas. Don't fear being a novice. Don't fear trying something new. There's more to know than what you currently know. But as you progress on the path, trusting your gut, trusting your intuition, it'll all reveal itself into such a beautiful year ahead. So that is the recap of 2025 and what to expect for the rest of this year. I hope that that has been enjoyable for you, group one, and I might do a peek into 2026 year a bit more in depth closer to January. That might be a nice extra bonus too. So that's what I have. If you'd like to book a private reading or even a kinesiology balance to set yourself up for the new year, that would be fantastic. You can book that in the description box below, or even a balance to help support releasing this year. Whatever it is you need, kinesiology is definitely a modality that can take you anywhere. So that's what I have, group one. Take care of yourselves for the rest of 2025, and I will see you with a weekly reading on Monday. Take care. Bye. Hey, group two. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Aquamarine Tower, then this will be your reading for the rest of 2025. So I've got a nice little spread here, and I'll go through what we're going to look at. So first we're going to do a recap of 2025, what's happened so far, some of the cycles, the healing cycles you've completed or milestones. Then we're going to look at the hidden energy for the rest of the year, what's quietly shifting behind the scenes, a challenge that you may not expect yet to come, the support that's around you, people and resources, a shift that's happening within you for the remainder of the year, an awakening or a realization, something that you need to know, something that you need to do, outcome energy for 2025, and then we're going to have a little peek into 2026 as well. So let's just start with having a look at some of the energies in the oracles. I usually hold them to the end, but for this reading I'm just going to go through them first. And I've also got a little pile of self-care cards from various decks of ways to support yourself for the rest of the year, but I'll hold those up later. For now, we're just going to look at, you've got the energy of your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. And you've got step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Love to see that at the end of a year. Everyone's trying to pack it in and close it down. It's like, no, there's still more to go. You've got the Scribe. This is an archetype card. So this is the archetype you're encouraged to embody or work with. The Scribe, preserving knowledge and information. You have two cards that came flying out together from this deck, and it's Saturn with structure and second house with resources. They kind of speak for themselves. A personal power card, I'll hold that up later. But anyway, let's start with the energy in your reading. I can see some of the signs here are Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo. We've got Cancer, the fixed signs of Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. We've got Libra here as well. What's that? That's Taurus. Lots of strong earth energy in this reading for sure. So that could be you, whether it's your sun, moon, rising, or other, someone else you're dealing with. Sagittarius is here as well, if I missed that, and perhaps Pisces energy. So what's up there? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, so we're going to start with the recap of 2025. What was 2025 like for you so far? We have the 10 of Cups. This is a beautiful image of a family here and some pets. We also have the Page of Swords. So when I immediately see these, I feel like For some of you, you may have extended your family, whether that's getting a new pet or maybe a child was born or something really fulfilling in the space of family and relationships. For some of you, with the Page of Swords afterwards, I feel like things have happened this year that's made you really be protective of what you love, whether it's this family image here, like quite literally, or something else that's very close to your heart, maybe even protecting your own heart. I do feel like this year has been a year for you to really release the previous year or more. This is a 9 year, as though most of you probably already know that 9 is an end of a cycle. Collectively, 2025 is a 9. So I don't know anyone that hasn't really gone through, you know, kind of like this weird best and worst year ever feeling. So love to hear from you how you have enjoyed this 9 years so far. But the Page of Swords is also a year. It's a card of study and learning. She's got her little telescope there, or binocular. It's a ocular, isn't it, if it's only one? But anyway, and I just seen the dagger at the side and the autumn leaves falling. It's like things have fallen away and there's a bit of hypervigilance in this energy. So this year you may have been hypervigilant around something you love, something you want to create. If you don't already have this, this could be something that you deeply desire, is a beautiful family or something else that represents emotional security and comfort for you. You've also got the Four of Cups and the Star in this year as well. So there's definitely been a lot of situations that have been disappointing for you. There may have been some pretty big letdowns. Maybe even some regrets or just loss, things that haven't made sense, things you may still struggle with emotionally to come to terms with or deal with. But with this particular Four of Cups, all of her cups are being filled by the universe outside of that window pane. So although she's a little bit blue and she's there with her cat, a strong animal connection in this reading, the star here and the Four Cups being actually filled, which is not your normal Four of Cups depiction, it shows that you are learning to embrace these disappointments as something that's actually got greater meaning, and you're having faith that the things that are aligning for you will align in the right timing, and things that have not been right for you, you've had this ability to step back and see a greater awareness behind it, a greater meaning. Even if you don't see that totally at first, this year has made you really move through the challenges with a greater awareness, and just like, maybe, like I said, at first it may have been jarring or confronting, but as you reflect and heal in the days, weeks or months after of certain events, I think you've come to see that everything is actually unfolding perfectly, and you have a lot of hope for all of this wisdom expanded, the way you've perceived things, to create even better outcomes for you. It's like choice of perception rather than being a victim. I think it's like just you're learning how to step out of victim mindset in certain ways, maybe in your relational patterns too. Maybe you're learning how to heal certain relational patterns that don't really support who you're becoming. I think there's a lot of healing going on here, a lot of little things coming up for you to learn, but there's again a strong hypervigilance and protection energy there this year. So let's move into the rest of the year now. We're going to look at the hidden energy, so the things that are quietly shifting behind the scenes. You've got the World card here and the beautiful King of Cups. We've got the Eight of Pentacles as well. So quietly shifting behind the scenes, you've got this beautiful, gentle new cycle. It's like a landing in the emotional space. The King of Cups here, it's a real beautiful energy. There's like an emotional beauty inside of you. Maybe you're finishing out the year with more love for your work, more love for your craft, more love for people. You might be learning new cycles of how to put your heart into things a little bit more, or how to, actually I'm going to hold your personal power up. Your personal power for the rest of this year is I am lovable. So it could also be around working on receiving love, being open to love in all its forms. Maybe you've closed yourself off because of disappointments or things that have been really challenging or hurtful, and I think you're learning to come through those without coming into the next year being scathed and hurt and wounded. I think you're really growing emotionally. There's a lot of new cycles here, but there's also There's something cooking in your workspace as well. Like you've been quietly at work, mastering something, chipping away, and soon it's going to be time for you to. Actually, it's probably already is time. This is what's cooking under the surface. But when you've got the energy of scribe that you're asked to embody for the rest of this year, and then all that you've learned with the Page of Swords in the recap energy, this is your time to share already what it is you've learned. You may have been mastering all this behind the scenes, but if you haven't already started to share the knowledge, the wisdom, your craft, whatever it is you have to offer or share with the world, then now is a good time to start that. Because just because we're like coming to the end of a year, it's not over yet. It's not time to pack it in quite yet. So I think that what's shifting is your emotional equilibrium, your emotional responses. There's just your inner world, your inner sanctum feels more beautiful. You're having more positive perspective. You've like really sharpened your emotions or the way you respond, or releasing control of emotions or letting emotions control you. So there's like a maturity in that area. And you're going to see that expressed in just the rest of the year and how things come up in the way you feel and respond to things. Less triggers, I think. So the challenge that you may not expect, you've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Three of Wands. So this is the challenge is in your ability to trust things that feel uncertain. For some of you, there may be challenge in fertility or something that you're invested in, something that takes a long time. These are both timing cards, and this is a card of like uncertainty but deep feeling in a world. So the challenge you may not expect is, I think honestly, you're aware of this challenge. I think you do expect it. There's something that's going to take a little longer than you'd hoped. And that is definitely the challenge, is just moving through, trusting that the things you want, you are creating, you are manifesting. However, there's no real tell of when or how this is going to come into your life. So it's about trusting the path, trusting your intuition, and staying invested. That's the challenge. Really knowing that what's yours is coming. Three of Wands. It's kind of a wish upon a star energy as well. So you've got these hopes, you've got a lot of wish fulfillment yet to come. But don't be disheartened if it's not here yet, or if things have gotten in the way or changed the path, or there's still when this energy completely shows that you are well on the way, just continue and trust. So the support that's around you for the rest of this year, you've got partnership here. Whether this is romantic like we see in the image quite literally, it could also be companionship of any other kind, whether that's your pet, a friend in your community. You've got support. This is soulmate energy as well. So lean on those resources, your friends, your closest companions, people that are really equal give and take. This is a beautiful synergistic, supportive connection. You've got the Empress here as well. So some of you, this may be leaning on your mother, a mother figure, Mother Earth, connecting your roots down to the earth, spending more time in nature. I think these things are going to be really, really nourishing for you. Resources in the sense of the Empress. I think resources are abundant. You've also got the Hermit here as well, and I love to see that, because when I look at this, I feel like someone who's so deeply connected to spirit and connected to their inner world. You've got this external representation of that deep connection in relationships around you, but like, what more do you need is what it feels like in regards to support. Especially when someone's disconnected to their inner light, their inner world, to the earth, to nature, to spirit, to source. The support around you is abundant, and for first and foremost, even though it's the last card out, first and foremost, you've got that ability to just tune into yourself, tune into your own truth, and find your way, regardless how dark or unknown things are. You've got that inner light constantly guiding you, and it is so bright. Maybe it doesn't always feel bright at times, but it really is. You've got so much capacity, so much capability, so much inner knowing, so much inner direction. Absolutely. So that's what you'll be, the support you can lean into the rest of the year. It truly is yourself, but there's also more than that. You've got partnership here. The shift that's happening inside of you, an awakening or a realization. So first we've got the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. These energies, you may be realizing that there's some negative thought cycles that are keeping you blocked from connection from other people. I think we touched on that a little bit before in the energy that's shifting behind the scenes, like King of Cups in that area of the world. Like you're breaking a cycle of like emotional connection or lack thereof, or like inner guarding, or like just negative thoughts or beliefs about yourself or others, paranoia even for some people, that leads to keeping you away from the world or connection. So feeling defensive, protective, maybe things that have hurt you in the past, there may be some fears. Helping release that is what's really good is kinesiology. It is absolutely amazing, and if anyone's had that experience, comment below. People will read those comments and find out for themselves perhaps what kinesiology can do for somebody. But when we need a shift in the inner world of the beliefs, oh, what a great modality. But anyway, the shift that is happening in you, it seems to be happening anyway, whether you use that modality, maybe it's because you use that modality, or maybe it's something else, but you realize that there is a bit of negative thoughts. It could be affecting your sleep and dreams, getting a lot of messages from your dreams when you're at a high state of stress, trying to alert you of certain patterns or symbols of things that you can help use to interpret, to move through challenge in your waking life. But what's also here in the shift is the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. So you're moving from this defensive and anxious energy into this just beautiful, powerful knowing and landing in who you are, who you're becoming, what you're made of. Queen of Pentacles is abundant as she is. So you already see, you're having this realization that you already are abundant. You already have all that you need to have. The Queen of Wands, you already are independent and unique. You already are magical and powerful. So the realization you're having is that you don't need to protect yourself or keep these barriers up or be defensive of certain things or against certain people, because you just standing in your own light is all you need to do. Not everyone's going to be your cup of tea, vice versa. That's fine. You're not here to even worry about that. You're just here to take up space in your unique way, and you've got all that you need to do so. If you've been feeling like not good enough, or that you don't fit into society or a group or something like this, I think the realization you're having is, it's almost like throwing caution to the wind and allowing yourself to take up space and believe in your beauty, your capacity, knowing that you are lovable just as you are. You're actually a lot more lovable than you believe or realize. So that's the shift or a realization that's happening. We've got now what you need to know, Ace of Swords. So a clear mental state. What you need to know is clearing out the mind of old thoughts and beliefs, creating more stability for yourself, and realizing that you are abundantly supported. Financially, things look pretty stable here. And what else you need to know is to just let go and surrender. What you need to know is that everything is going to be taken care of. You don't need to worry your mind. This is a little bit of hermit vibes. I always get hermit vibes with this image here, but just because he's there meditating. So more meditation would be really beneficial for you. It'll help you ground you in your current reality and help you realize the support and stability that's already with you, and let go of those concerns and striving. So there's no need to strive. Things will come together quite naturally. Maybe there are some things that need tweaking if things are out of balance. More balance will really help your action versus thoughts. Yeah, and I'm also, what you need to know is if things have been stagnant for a while now, you see the snow here is actually thawing out. So what was once held from you that you wanted, what you need to know is that the rebalance will come and things will flow again. There's definitely, and again, the King of Pentacles, it's probably why you need to know it, is because the King of Pentacles has enough. They've achieved that stability and that success. So see yourself in that way. Trust that everything is fine. Things that were once blocked or stagnant will flow again. Everything has its season. That's something you need to know as well. And you don't always get to see or know everything that's unfolding, but what you can do is trust and be proactive. So what do you need to do? What do you need to do? We've got the Four of Swords with the Hierophant, similar energy to what's down here really, because the Four of Swords is asking you to meditate, to quieten down, to find rest, to retreat from the busy, noisy world and turn to your inner sanctum. Turn to your spiritual leaders and teachers. Somebody, personally for me, I really resonate with this because I love Ram Dass so very much. And it's been probably a year or more since I've connected to his wisdom, but over the last couple of weeks, I've just been listening to him nonstop, just whenever I'm driving somewhere far or cooking in the kitchen. I love it. I love reconnecting to that wisdom. And now when little things come up, Ram Dass is right there with me with that beautiful wisdom. So for many of you, maybe it's actually Ram Dass. Maybe me speaking on him today brings you to his beautiful work and teachings. Or maybe it's somebody else, but there is a real need to just quieten down, rest, reflect a little, but turn to your inner spirit, but also the spiritual teachings you already know, the things that hold you. You've also got Five of Swords here. Use these spiritual teachings to avoid these battles and conflicts of the ego, or even battles and dramas with other people. Pulling away from that, not entangling your energy in anything just icky and sticky and confusing and just drama, perhaps gossip, whatever it is. You don't need that in your life. So it's like pulling away from that, not even thinking about it and stewing or ruminating. It's choosing to go and listen to a higher explanation of, like, sometimes just listening to a topic on suffering can bring you all you need to hear. You know what I mean? Whether it's our suffering or someone else's that you're struggling with, it is really a time. What you need to do is turn to the spiritual teachings, listen to things that inspire you and help see an elevated perspective. So that's what you need to do. What is the outcome energy of this year? We have the Eight of Swords, Judgment, and the Ace of Cups. So it kind of reiterates what we've seen here around like negative thinking and defensiveness. Eight of Swords is this energy of being trapped in the mind, overthinking things, doubting your capability. It's quite a fearful energy. She's like a little girl needing to be comforted by the mother. So the outcome is that there have definitely been things this year that have got you afraid, analysis paralysis. I'm getting the feeling of paralyzed in emotion or shock or mental state or thought. So there's definitely been some mental struggles. But the outcome of this year has gotten you to realize even deeper love that you have for yourself, for spirit, and for all of creation. You've definitely turned fear into love. And even if you haven't perfected that everywhere, who really has? You are stepping into and embodying even more of that knowing and following the path and trusting the path. Coming into love, loving yourself deeper, learning how to love others deeper. Love has been a really impactful journey for you this year. Self-love, how to care for your body correctly, how to nourish yourself. You've had a lot of really big realizations about basically love versus fear. And how to connect to which one, where to give your power. You know, the two wolves you can feed. I think that's been a bit of a thing for you this year for sure. You've had the choice. It's probably abundantly clear for you as well when it comes up in its bigger forms or even minute little moments where you have that choice to either choose the fearful path or just open to love and trust. So that's the outcome. Let's look at a peek into 2026. So we have the Two of Swords first of all, and then we have the Three of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So 2026, amazing energy. You've definitely got something big worth celebrating. For some of you, it might be a new birth here. We've got a little baby chick that's being hatched, and there's a lot of celebration around this new beginning. With the Wheel of Fortune shows me that next year is going to have all its seasons, absolutely. But I really feel like your season is upon you. it's a 1 year. It's a time to embrace fresh beginnings. 2026. There's going to be a lot worth celebrating. It's going to feel like spring all year. I do feel like, but it's obviously going to have all of its seasons. You're gonna grow and shift and be challenged and excel like you would any other year, I'm sure. But there's something particularly sweet about 2026, something new coming to life. And like I said, it could be an actual child that you welcome into your family or your home, but it could be anything really that's coming to life. And you've got a great community around you celebrating. Maybe you making new friends as well. The Two of Swords is a card of needing to just trust the heart space. It can be a sense of confusion or uncertainty, but you just feel in your heart that this new beginning is going to be good for you, and these cards promise you that it will be. The Wheel of Fortune is definitely going to be turning in your favor in the new year. Underlying energy of this year is the Eight of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups as well there. So I think there's been a lot of promise this year. Maybe you've received messages that certain things are going to happen, and maybe they haven't quite happened yet. Maybe they have, but I do feel like this year has gotten you to realize a lot of the goals you want to achieve, the things you want in your life, even deeper, and you've taken great strides towards actualizing and manifesting that, whether it's through your career and workspace and giving your time and energy there, studying and learning new skills, deepening, solidifying relationships. You know what you want to build, and this year you've really strived towards that place, that energy. Definitely been some shock information and messages come out though. Like, look at the shock on his face. So there's definitely been things that have come out of like left field, been whoa. Things you've walked away from, you didn't expect to walk away from, situations you did not expect, but it all is taking you where you need to be. So let's look at the Oracle cards. Starting with your life as a canvas, artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. It says here that you're the artist of your life, and your life is a canvas. Take responsibility for your ability to create. Earth is known as the planet of manifestation. Your present moment is based on your past thoughts and beliefs. Your current thoughts determine your future. What kind of life do you want to create for the future? What are you being called to create? Reconnect with your manifesting power and align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the vibration that matches them. It's never too late to start, and no experience is required. All you need is an open heart and mind and consistent daily action. It's exactly what we've seen in this reading as well. There's no point sitting around fearing and worrying and feeling not good enough. It was that way, wasn't it? You've got this beautiful realization that you are the creator of your life, your masterpiece, and you can embody love at any given time. You're learning more and more about how to do that. It says here that if you're not sure what you'd like to create, start instead with a feeling of deep gratitude for all that is good in your life right now. State out loud what you're most thankful for. Look for the good in your life, and one thing will be certain: you'll find yourself attracting more and more good experiences into the world. The card is inviting you to see your entire life as a canvas, and the picture is completely up to you. Color it with your thoughts and feelings. Create the life that you most long to live. You may also be called to be more creative in your everyday life as well. What are you being called to create? Stepping out of your comfort zone, North Node. What a great card, like I said at the start of this reading. When we've got this energy of also stepping out of creating your life, creative accountability, step out of your comfort zone, there may be some things for you to create, express, and share with the world, but you've been a little bit too shy to do so. Now, the rest of 2025, especially with Scribe here as well, don't be afraid to share your information, your learnings with the rest of the world, your passion, your excitement. Share who you are, what you're here, what you're here for, what you're about. Stepping out of your comfort zone can also be a push towards making some changes in your daily habits. Maybe it's that push you need for exercise or a greater routine, or to stop eating that thing that hurts your stomach, like whatever it is, like these things are uncomfortable, these changes, but it really, when it's marked with your North Node, it's because that's your trajectory. That's what you're here to move towards. So stepping out of your comfort zone is going to be really important. There's a strong feeling when you get this card that it's time to leave the past behind somehow, because you're headed in the right direction. If you want to be happy and fulfilled, you need to get going towards the things that scare you, within reason. This card is about living your life purpose, which is possibly what you've asked about. It's urging you to dare to do something different with your life, your direction, to take action. So are you willing to follow through and lead the life you incarnated to live? If you finally find the courage to make the leap, there's a good chance you'll come to ask yourself, why did I wait so long? You need to face the fear and get over it. It's time to stop obsessing about someone or something. Stand on your own 2 feet. You've got this. So again, the archetype to embody is the scribe, so definitely about sharing your wisdom and knowledge with the world, preserving that knowledge as well, finding ways to relay it that is understandable for other people. These 2 cards came out together, structure with Saturn and the second house resources, a lot of pentacles in your reading. So this has definitely been a year of financial change, growth, investment for you. And the rest of this year is really asking you to have more structure with your finances. Maybe it's about planning for certain investments, saving money, budgeting. All of this stuff is going to be super important for the rest of the year. Tighten the belt where necessary. When we see Saturn come into the rest of the year, we're really being asked to grow up and strengthen our boundaries, the structure in our life. Saturn asks you to step into the next level of maturity and personal authority. Think of Saturn as the martial arts master who pushes you to grow through workouts, discipline, and tests that allow you to prove what you know, both to yourself and others. Look for a mentor or choose to mentor another. Honor the teacher, but don't give your power away. Listen to the experts, mix their wisdom with your experience, and make your own wise decisions. If you feel like someone is abusing their authority or undermining yours, set firm boundaries and hold them accountable. Study, cope, and grow up. And that could have to do with finances, asserting boundaries. Maybe there's a situation you need to clear up or assert a boundary around, whether it's yourself or someone else. But second house of resources is going to be really important this year. So saving money, working quite hard, and distributing resources fairly and equally if necessary. Touching back on I am lovable, it's never too many times to remind yourself that you are lovable just as you are. This is your personal power for the rest of the year, to really believe it. I think sometimes we're our own worst critic, and we can walk into a group, whether it's a new group situation or an old group situation, and feel like people think or feel things about us that just aren't true. If you struggle with that, I think kinesiology would be really beneficial as well. Just any of these inner beliefs that don't match what you're trying to create. So some self-care cards for the rest of the year. What would be good for you is some energy work, meditation on the chakra centers of the body, energy work from a practitioner, energy work on yourself. Be really, really beneficial. Some sound healing as well. Just listening to beautiful healing music in the home, but maybe going to a sound healing class or session. Rest, we've seen that here as well in what you need to do and in self-care. So you really do need rest. Take it easy. Don't burn the candle at both ends. There's still a bit of work to do for the rest of the year, but take it nice and moderately. Get good sleep where you can. Try not to stay up too late if you've got a big day the next day. You've got the card bounce back. Don't give up. All is not lost. Get up and keep trying. So if there's something you have tried with and you've fallen off the bandwagon, maybe it's your exercise or something, time to bounce back. If there's been something that set you back in some regard, do not give up. Keep going. Bounce back. You've got the root chakra, again connected with that financial message, second house of resources. The root chakra is very much connected to our resources, our financial security, but also grounding, just being here, not so much in the mind or the upper chakras, but here doing the work. It's Saturn energy. It's connected to your responsibilities, your duties, your life here, your presence. root chakra, you've got use discernment, see things for what they really are, not for what you want them to be. And that also kind of brings me to the Five of Swords in the what you need to know. There's definitely some ego battles you've had to come through this year. So using discernment with yourself, what is love, what is fear, what is ego control, what is true surrender. But discernment in all regards, your discipline with your finances, the things you choose, the people you believe or spend time with. You've also got level up. Start small, start today, just start. The sky is the limit. Just because we're coming to the end of the year, it doesn't mean you can't start something new. It doesn't mean you can't step up or bounce back. It's not too late. You don't have to wait for the new year for that to be a factor for you. Higher self messages to finish your read. You've got forgiveness sets you free. It keeps you from hanging on to what was never meant to be. Take it however you need to, but forgiveness of things that haven't worked out, things that have gone a different way than you'd hoped. Just forgive those situations. I think that's a big factor here as well in the outcome energy. Is you've had this greater realization that maybe things didn't go how you 100% wanted them to go, but you can trust that the timing has its own, the universe has its own timing, and there's something greater, a gift in that maybe you don't fully see, but you will eventually if you haven't already. And you've also got don't lose yourself trying to hold on to someone, old past situations, time to forgive those old energies and not bring them with you. You've got that energy quite strongly in this reading as well. You're not carrying things from this year into next year. So it does look like it looks like a really lighter end to the year, that's for sure. Nice and easy and steady paced, and a real sense of renewal as you move into 2026. So I think I'd like to do a 2026 reading and see maybe in the next month or so, see what we're moving towards in that year. We've got a little peek there that there's definitely a fresh beginning and the wheel is turning for you, the wheel of fortune, and you can just trust that in your heart space that you're being led towards some really beautiful gifts. So group 2, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this gave you some comfort, clarity and guidance for the rest of this year. If you'd like a private session or kinesiology to prep you for that year, you can find the information in the description box. I look forward to reading for you all again for the weekly on Monday. Take care. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this beautiful pink quartz, rose quartz tower, then this will be your reading all about the rest of 2025. So maybe it's been a year of self-love for you, of softening and healing and receptivity. But anyway, we'll have a look at that because the first part we're going to look at is a recap of 2025, the milestones or healing cycles that you've completed. Then we're going to look at the hidden energy, the things that are quietly shifting behind the scenes for you for the rest of the year. We're going to look at a challenge that you may not expect finishing the year off. We're going to look at the support that's around you, the resources you have, a shift that's happening in you, a realization or an awakening. We're going to look at what you need to know, what you need to do, some outcome energy of the year, and then there's a little bit of a peek into 2026, which I think I'll do another whole reading on 2026, but let's have a look at what's left in the rest of 2025. It's been a crazy year. It's a 9 year. I'm sure a lot of you already know that. And numerology 2025 equals a 9, which is the end of a cycle. And I know a lot of people have said it is the best and worst year for a long time, or there's just been a lot of challenges and upheaval and unexpected turns. But let's have a look. Normally I show the oracles at the end, but I'm going to hold them up early for this reading. We've got a bunch of self-care cards from various decks, so some things that would be really supportive for you to support yourself with. But the oracles, which we'll go back to later, but first of all, I'll show you. We have Star Brothers, Horus energy with protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. You've got Don't Let the Past Hold You Back, South Node. We have the Midas Midas or Miser, but this is an archetype card, and I'm asking which archetype would be best for you to work with or embody. So of course that's going to be the Midas. The entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything into gold, delight in sharing life's riches. You think about that song, The Midas Touch. Anything you touch turns to gold, or should. Anyway, you also have some astrology cards. One is Partnership Juno. Asteroid rules our long-term partnerships. And then you have Symbiosis with Sextile or Trine. So that's some pretty nice energy there too to finish out the year. So some of the energy in your reading, the signs I can see are Scorpio, Capricorn. There's a lot of cards here, so there's going to be a lot of signs, honestly. There's a lot of cards. There's 9 different sections for a 9 year. Why not? We've got, what is that? Sagittarius, Capricorn, Leo, Taurus, Libra, Aries, Pisces. Yeah, we've got a lot here. Cancer is here, as Virgo is as well. So yeah, a lot of different energies showing up to finish out your year. Lots of things to move through. And what's that? Virgo as well. Okay, group 3. Let's start with the past energy, a bit of a recap on this year. If you are a chronic group 3 devotee, as I call them, like regularly picking group 3 in my readings, then I'm sure this will relate to you, that it has been a really challenging year for group 3. I've noticed that it's been lifting for sure lately, but it is been a big year. So 5 of Cups to recap your year, the Death card. So for some of you, this is grieving a significant loved one who has passed over, and absolutely condolences to you, and I hope you have good support to move through the changes and that come when somebody leaves our life. Perhaps it's a different kind of death ending or loss that's resulted in a lot of sadness and grief here. You've got the 4 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. So after a period of grief, you may have been reflecting on what changes you'd like to make in your life. The 4 of Pentacles is very meditative and reflective. You may have gone in to recover and rest and maybe had a period of withdrawal from the world, or just pulling in, feeling like, particularly with as it sits below the trust, loyalty, safety, protection energy, maybe you didn't feel very safe with situations unfolding or people, so you've kind of leaned on yourself. 9 of Pentacles is a very independent, beautiful, flourishing energy. So there may have been an end of a significant relationship that got you to stand on your own 2 feet or taught you independence in some way. There's definitely been a great deal of tears shed this year and changes for you, but it's definitely transformed you. And for some of you, I do feel like there's still a lot of transformation ongoing with this situation. You're still perhaps learning to grow from this, and still reflecting on a lot of what has happened, but you're in a much better place than perhaps earlier in the year, being the 9 of Pentacles at the end there. It's like you're ready to welcome something new in. You're ready to, like, it's like a bit of a spring after a winter feeling. You've had your winter, you see an autumn here as well. Maybe it was this early year in the year that something happened, but either way, it does look like you've had all the seasons this year, as we all have, of course, but this particular cycle has perhaps been a very hard one for you to let go and find the ability to pick yourself back up again and provide solutions for things that are going on for you. Anyway, let's move in now to the rest of 2025, starting with the hidden energy and what's quietly working behind the scenes, what's quietly shifting. We're starting with the Tower. Don't be discouraged. I feel like someone out there is like, oh great, this is an epic reading. And it is. Let's just move through it one bit at a time. So we have the Tower and the Ace of Swords. And so when we look at that, the quiet energy that's shifting is a big realization, a lot of clarity around the things that have fallen away. you're getting more understanding and more clarity, and you're tuning into yourself. We've got the Hermit here and the Ace of Wands. So what it's actually doing is building up some sort of momentum for you. So there's still clarity to be gained around why things fell, or how they fell, or what could be changed in the future, so that how moments like this don't happen again, if that's even relevant for you. Really take it how it resonates, of course, because it'll be different for everyone, this Tower, and the loss as well. But with the Hermit here, it's really got you leaning into yourself, and the shift that's happening for you is this clarity around where you're going to drive your passion. And it feels like you've really pulled back from external validation or external resources that you once had, people, friends, supports, and you've really tuned into yourself, your spirit. This is the soul-searching card, the Hermit. It's taking time out to find that inner truth from your own heart, from your own spirit. And see a greater truth and more elevated perspective of situations. And it definitely feeds this beautiful renewal that's coming with the Ace of Ace of Wands. So 2 aces in what's shifting. So there's renewal that's shifting after a period of things breaking down. So the challenge you may not expect. So we have the Hanged One and the Queen of Swords. We have the Six of Swords and the Moon. A lot of perspective energy here. So there may have been, the challenge you may not expect is a shift in your perspective, and maybe even a shift in your boundaries, perhaps. Maybe you've had like self-protective boundaries, and you might like to loosen those and let people in if that resonates with you. There might have been a bit of blockage from other people. You're maybe getting clarity around things that you thought were true, and shifting your perspective to see it as something different. So maybe you believed a certain situation, how something unfolded, or the way another person is or believes or thinks, whatever it is. You've seen it in a way, and you might be getting a bit of a shift around how you see things. There may also be a lot of truth revealed to you with this Queen of Swords, and these two together, like, this is a lot of truth, and it helps let go of illusion and things that keep you stuck. So the challenge will be allowing these shifts to take place and to challenge the things you think are true, and allowing yourself to be moved. Six of Swords is about letting go of the emotional baggage of a situation and finding peace and finding calm. And the Moon is, as we know, it is about our fears, our intuition. And I think that some things have been perhaps a little bit skewed for you this year. And so the challenge yet to come is a continued shift of your perspective that helps you see things with greater clarity. And that really lines up with what's shifting behind the scenes as well. So it's all there for you. Now the support, interesting. In the support, the first card out is the Page of Cups. So that's, of course, a friendship. It is a companionship. It's a platonic friend. But in the image, it's somebody looking into the water. We've got Four of Swords, Hermit. So for some of you, it may be that your support is yourself, being a better friend to yourself. Maybe you've leaned on other people and realized that you can't trust people. You don't feel safe with certain people. So you've leaned on yourself. Others of you, this is a good friend that is there for you as well, of course. Take how it resonates there. But Five of Swords is you pulling away from situations that lead you into drama, or a sense of competition, or a sense of, I think, just unnecessary BS. These all came out together in this area as well. You've got the Nine of Cups, the Devil, Temperance, and Strength. So there may have been wish fulfillment or relationships and supports that you really held on to, and with the hopes that they would support you. But you may have come to realize that you've needed to move on from those connections or places of support and find support in yourself. And that's what's going on for the rest of this year as well. So not to say you won't have support and friends around you, absolutely you do, but there's definitely a shift going on in your support area, and you're maybe learning to lean on your own devices a little bit more. And certain things that you hoped would support you you may come to realize are not being healthy, or certain beliefs that you're trying to unplug from as well. So in the shift that's happening inside of you, a realization that you're having, you've got the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. So there's some sort of blocked energy here with an ending. And then you have the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So a shift that's happening inside of you. There could have been something you've held on to quite deeply and maybe even been very obsessive about and found it very hard to release a particular person or situation or something that's happened. And so the shift that's happening for you is this realization that you can let this go and move into a healing and move into a new chapter for yourself. There's definitely something very connected to your heart space with the Queen of Cups here. It could have been, as we've already seen, that there's potential for the loss of a loved one for some of you. So you may be just realizing the awakening or realization could be in how to pick yourself up and soothe yourself and move forward, even if it's, you know, not forgetting your loved one, but learning how to honor their existence and the presence they've had in your life and that they now have with you in spirit, but learning how to soothe yourself. Outside of the loss of a loved one, this can be many different situations that have really kept you feeling stuck. It could be a past relationship you're needing to let go of so that you can move forward with fresh energy. But yeah, the realization is the things that have kept you stuck or where you've kind of maybe even isolated yourself a little bit. The Four of Pentacles is a blocked heart, so it's also holding on very tightly to what you want or what you believe and not allowing anything that threatens that belief or that thing that you want. So you might be coming to just let that all go or realize that you can't control everything and that maybe that's actually a good thing. To let go of the ruminating or the overthinking, the Eight of Swords. You're realizing where this has kept your energy stuck. So what you need to know, this is brilliant. You've got the Two of Pentacles, Justice, and the Wheel of Fortune. I love that the Wheel of Fortune's here because what's in your higher self messages is the wheel will turn in your favor. Keep going. It's exactly as I felt when it came out. And then when I saw this, I was like, that's just perfect. So what you need to know is that the wheel will turn in your favor. Keep going. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. Those are the higher self messages. I was going to pull at the end, but they go here right now in what you need to know. You may still be juggling the old and the new. This is a card of multitasking, feeling a little overwhelmed, trying to just keep it all together on the surface, but deep down things could be struggling for you a little bit. But what you need to know is everything is perfect as it is. The truth is being revealed to you. The truth has already perhaps been revealed to you. And you're going to see that the wheel does turn in your favor and everything's actually perfect, even if you think it's not. You'll see how things benefit you. It's like losing one thing and realizing that when the new thing comes to take its place, that this new thing is so much better that you're actually glad in the end. But at the time, it feels like it's not a good thing. So yeah, there's definitely the wheel is turning in your favor and you can trust with justice here. Justice will be served, and that sometimes is outside of our scope of awareness in the sense that we believe a certain thing or we want something to be a certain way, but the greater justice to unfold might be something other than what we believed, and to just be open to receive that. What you need to do, we've got the Three of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles reversed, and the Hierophant. So first of all, surround yourself in really beautiful, nourishing connections, maybe making new friends, reaching out to old friends. Three of Cups is celebrating with people that love you and care about you. Maybe going to some actual full moon celebrations or circles or time at the beach. What you need to do is just be around people that are good for you and uplift you, and keep your eyes on the prize. The Ten of Pentacles, keep your eye on that big outcome you want in your life, where you want your life to end up. Ten of Pentacles is that greater picture. Five of Pentacles reversed, come out of isolation. If you've been protective of yourself and shut people out, then maybe it might be a good time to reach back out to those people or find new friends. As I said before, friendship's going to be really important. So don't isolate yourself or cut yourself off from the world. And maybe it might be wise to do some inner work on areas where you feel like you're not good enough, particularly if things have happened this year that really set you back and it's got you doubting your worth or doubting your confidence or your ability. Be mindful of that and tuning into your spirit or the spirit wisdom, or listening to spirit leaders and teachers, beautiful podcasts or something that helps you understand these situations from a greater perspective, things that haven't worked out. 5 of Pentacles, seeing the wisdom behind it all. Connect to the inner wisdom so that you don't become a victim. We also have what you need to, no, that's what you need to do. What is the outcome of this year? Well, it's a bit of a messy one, I would have to say. We've got the Knight of Swords first of all. So this year has been, when I first saw this, I heard whirlwind. So maybe you feel like it's exactly that, like it's just sort of tossing you and turning you everywhere at any given moment. We have the Emperor here as well. It has definitely built your structure or stability in some sense. Maybe you have successfully built upon your business this year, or your career space. Maybe you've started a new business. It's been a lot of effort, a lot of work. I feel with the Knight of Swords as well, there's been some moments you might be less than proud of with reactions or responses, or just the way of handling certain things, but you've mastered that at the same time. So I do feel with the Knight of Swords, there's been some things maybe you wish you could have unsaid or done a little differently, but you've learned a lot from it, and you're building a lot of your own inner authority and strengths, and yeah. I feel like it's, as the years unfolded, you've actually landed in a pretty nice place within yourself, regardless of the challenges, so you can see here. Another cards that came out together was the 2 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. And with that trust, safety, loyalty energy, perhaps some of you have had a relationship unfold this year where truth has come out that has been hurtful, or there's been some sort of dishonesty or manipulation, or there's just something that's, yeah, perhaps been a bit murky in relationships. So that's definitely an outcome for some of you as well. Or maybe it's also about learning how to be in relationships in a way that really supports a beautiful, strong foundation. There's been a lot going on in the area of your own autonomy and like your sense of what you're building within yourself. And then relations as well that have been, it does look like it's been pretty hectic. And it's probably why Juno's here as well with the trine and sextile. I mean, that's a really beautiful energy. So if you've learned a lot through relationships, I think you've learned a lot about what you do and don't want, what your non-negotiables are in connection with friends and romantic partners. Partnership is really important to you. I do think you're quite the companion. So having nourishing connections is everything. People that understand your emotional world, but also challenge you to be stronger and challenge you to challenge yourself. I think those are really good connections. People that are able to get you to see a different perspective perhaps, or to look at yourself a little deeper. We've all had a bit of that this year for sure. And then we got a little peek into 2026 before we go into the oracles. So 2026, we have the 9 of Wands first of all, and then the 2 of Wands. After that is the Knight of Pentacles. This is a really nice energy, because the 9 of Wands, of course, it's not the best energy to start with, but it's a guarded energy. It's protective, it's tired, it's a little untrusting, and it's been hurt. But the 2 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, shows that next year is the year for you to release that, to move forward, to let go, and to start to build again. If there's been a really big challenge this year, you're going in a completely different direction for next year. And it's not all happening at once, Knight of Pentacles. It means that you're slowly, step by step, building something, creating something new. I'm feeling drawn to pull this back up again. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. And then the wheel will turn in your favor. Keep going. That's what this energy is. So next year is going to be a much nicer year for you. After the Knight of Pentacles, we have the High Priestess and the Empress. So it's like behind all of this, as you keep working, it's like, you don't know. It's like you're going on a path and it may look barren or not so great or something. Like that's the path. And you could choose any other path, but if you choose that path, the one that maybe needs a little bit of work from you and needs to trust in the void, or, be willing to, put in the time, to be present with it, to not rush to an outcome or to wish yourself anywhere else but the current moment of building something new. If you can choose that, Spirit has a gift for you. I really do feel that, and it's up to you to create that gift. Don't let the past hold you back is now standing out on the table here. The South Node coming into next year, you can trust that Spirit, it's not revealed what it is, but it is abundant. The Empress is here. For some of you, it's just such a fertile year. I'll let that land on you however it's supposed to, and I do feel like there's a lot of mystery around next year. I really do think, hopefully I get the time, I do really want to do a 2026 reading over the next month or so, just to look at what we're moving towards, and maybe a little bit more can be revealed there. But I do think there's a lot of abundant blessings to come in for you, and you're creating such a rich life. But there's something about it that needs you to move through this first, and you will, to release the barriers, to choose to let go and take a new path, to slowly commit towards that, work towards that. And just behind the veil is a beautiful gift. A lot of nourishment as well. Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Underlying energy of this year is to find support, to be supported, to give support. This is a card of benevolence and charity and kindness. So I do think that as much as this year may have been rough, it all balances out in the end. It kind of brings me to the Justice card, that everything is actually perfect, and the things that may have challenged you have likely been gifts in some regard, whether you know it yet or not. So let's jump into the Oracle cards. You have Star Brother, Horus energy, protection, safety, trust, loyalty. And it says here, what are we going to read from? Star Brothers want you to have a new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe. Even if you're going through a difficult time, they want you to hand over the fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. Exactly as the reading has said. They're guiding you to stay open to receiving a greater level of support than you can ever imagine, both in this world and beyond. Call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically. They want you to learn to soften through life's ups and downs, and to learn to open your heart, especially when it most wants to harden. I like that, because the Five of Pentacles is reversed too. It's like really emphasizes that energy. And continuing, we have Don't Let the Past Hold You Back with the South Node. And the South Node, like the North Node, is a very karmic point. But it's the opposite of the North Node, so it relates to the past and perhaps even past lives. It says here, whatever you're going through and whatever you're asking about, there's a chance that an age-old programming and conditioning is stopping you from achieving all that you might. Do you feel stuck in something? This card will often come as a sign that a situation or relationship you're asking about has somehow become suffocating, even toxic. It suggests that someone, you even, needs to be released. That there's some kind of addiction going on or an unhealthy attachment that needs to be sorted out. One thing is for sure, when you get this card, you're being challenged to make some changes, even if staying where you are feels easier and safer. So the additional meanings is a relationship is karmic and has played out across many lifetimes, or your attraction to someone may be verging on obsession, or just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. I like that. That's pretty funny. If you always get what you've always done, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. I haven't read that one in a long time. That's a great little verse. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. And it really is so true. Yeah, really, really big shifts going on for you, group 3. So as we said, we're looking at the light attribute. This is an archetype for you to embody, and this is the Midas. And as we know, the Midas touch, everything I touch turns to gold. Bullshit. But we're looking at the gold. And you know what sits right next to it? Your personal power for the year, for the rest of 2025. And she looks straight at it. This is, I am a problem solver. You absolutely have the ability to turn anything into gold. Your challenges, you are a problem solver. You have got the solutions. You have everything and more to create so much beauty. At this time, it may be uncertain or scary or feels very limiting or blocked, but you have exactly that ability. So you're being asked to embody that ability to be a problem solver and to turn anything into gold. And as we already saw, partnership and sextile, these are beautiful cards to get together, because it really talks about having partnerships that are really nourishing for you. So lean into what is easy and comfortable and use that comfort to renew, grow, and expand. Look for people who have compatible and complementary ideas or skills to yours. Work with your allies. Gently expand your world through compatible people, collaborative skills, and through doing what you love. Look for a person who holds a missing piece of the project and bring them in. Find those whose work you approve of and invest in them. Engage family members and friends who really understand you. Explore what you have in common with a beloved and focus on that rather than your differences, and build out from there. Wander in your favorite landscape and learn from what you find there. Play your favorite music. Be on a new instrument. Bring your attention to where the energy flows easily, where support can be found, where enthusiasm exists, and grow organically. When life is hard, a dinner with friends where you can relax, laugh, and let down your guard can be great medicine. What a balm to talk over problems with someone who understands your worldview and to whom you don't need to explain yourself. Moments of ease can prepare us for the bigger challenges ahead, and it really is here, and what you need to do is lean into those good friendships. It's even the same beautiful blue colors, people you can talk to, throat chakra energy. Your higher, you've already seen your higher self messages. Keep going, the wheel will turn in your favor. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. But your self-care for the remainder of the year would be really beneficial to get outside and take regular walks. I think it's really, really nourishing, especially like after a meal can be really good for digestion, or just after a big day, letting the trees take what you're carrying, connecting to your neighborhood, just getting out of the head and into your existence, your reality. Movement, so whether it's a walk or some other gentle movement practices, getting your body moving is going to be really nourishing for you for the rest of this year. Creating art, expressing yourself, really, really nourishing as well. And then we have get a massage. You deserve to be pampered. Absolutely. Book a massage. Maybe you're someone who gives a lot of pampering and care and you need to receive that yourself. So book yourself in. Make new friends. It comes with this one. So it really does look like you've got some good friends on the way. Be open to them. Even if you've been hurt in the past, be open to new people. Give less stuffs. The less you give us stuff, the happier you will be. So let some things go, let some things in your stride. Don't get caught up in the negative little details of other people or situations. Just let it be. And using essential oils can be really, really beneficial as well. Just filling the home with a diffuser. Sometimes it's a thing that many of us overlook even doing, but it really does change the energy in a home, in your workspace, to have some really good quality oils. Boosts your energy, helps you feel different or nourished in particular. So group 3, that is what I have for your peek into the recap and the rest of 2025. We will hopefully do a peek into 2026, or a good look into it, not just this area, but go a little bit deeper. But yeah, if you'd like a private reading or a kinesiology balance, you can find all that in the description box. Especially with releasing some of this stuff, it'd be really, really good to investigate with kinesiology what's the core behind all of that. It's a good way to dig a little deeper, get some good clarity and balance. But yeah, I'll leave that there, group 3. And I look forward to going back to reading the weeklies on Monday. So I'll see you there. Take care.